Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in City Skylines 2 playing our city of Lethe. So, starting off this episode a bit different, we are jumping right into a time lapse. This time lapse lasts for about 13 minutes, I think just over. So if you want to skip ahead, I will make sure, especially for this video, to include chapters. I know some people can't stand time lapses and there's just too much rotating and moving around on screen. So if you don't like watching a time lapse, I will make sure that you can just skip ahead to the next chapter and get past this. I will review everything I built in real time, but I will talk you through kind of some of my thinking here, and then we're just going to let the time lapse run for the latter half of this build out. But finishing off last episode, I knew we needed to have a pretty substantial highway build out. This new capital city that we're building across the river doesn't have great connections to our current highway infrastructure. There are essentially two entrances to that area. One of them is a 6-lane road coming directly off a highway, which I think eventually we're going to need to upgrade that interchange. And then the other one is a 2-lane road that crosses over a dam. That's, in my mind, the local road. It's a much slower road that's not going to support higher traffic counts once we start adding in tons of residents, tons of businesses, and because we have so much built out on the other side of the river, they're going to have to get back and forth all the time. So I think we're making a massive, traffic problem for ourselves if we don't add some better infrastructure in here. So before I start doing any zoning or anything like that, I figured we got to get this interchange and this highway built out. Luckily for us, and completely by accident, but it's actually proven to be really beneficial. This area of Jur's Divide that has kind of been a dead space this whole time, it's been blocked from additional development because of the train lines, and we had the highway there, but it's just been kind of empty for the longest time. And that's really come in handy because interchanges tend to be really massive infrastructure projects. And so this was the perfect time to build this, and it fits really nicely here next to the main heart of the downtown. So what I've ended up doing is I've broken off and split our highway. So originally that highway went right past the city, and then I think it went underground. I'm splitting that into two separate highways. One of them is going to continue down underground like it was before. And this one here that we're building is going to mirror the train and subway lines or the tracks that we have going along here. Now, these subway tracks are new. You'll notice there are two rail lines next to each other. And the one has always been there. That is that train line we built ages ago. That was really just a rebuild of the train line that was already on this map when we loaded up the game. That came with this particular map. The other line next to it is the rail line. I don't know if you can really tell, there's a bit of yellow in the middle. That is the subway rail line. And that line I recently added in off camera. I just mirrored what we already had with the train line. So there's not really anything, that you missed there, but that connects into the subway stations we placed in the last episode in the new capital city area. Now, this highway, I was looking at the map trying to figure out where we were going to incorporate this, and it really made sense to kind of squeeze it in between the roads that we have that are our local roads for kind of surrounding the one side of the reservoir from the dam, and then putting it next to these other tracks that we have for our subway and our train. And honestly, it fits way better than I thought. And there's even enough room that if we need to add in some additional exits, which I think I may want to do for this little industrial area here, we could pretty easily increase the size of these two different highways. We can make them 3 or 4 lanes if we find that there's a lot of traffic. I thought starting with 2 was a nice way to go because it's not too massive, but it's able to move a lot of traffic, which is really what we want. Over here, there's not a lot that I do other than kind of some terraforming and just try to make it look nice. It's when we get to this area that I mirror the other bridges that we had for our other 2 rails. And then I put in 2 different exits. This highway does not wrap all the way around. This highway dead ends into the capital city, and it dead ends into our industrial area. We split it off and have 2 different exits that just slam into the 2 new areas that we've been building. And I think that's going to be really efficient in getting traffic off the streets, onto the highway, and out of the city, or into the main area of the city that we had previously built over these last 24 some episodes. So I'm going to just shut up now. I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this time lapse. There's another like 8 minutes or so. And then when we come back into live play, I'll go over all of this with you guys and just kind of review the build out in real time. So you can actually see and enjoy some of this infrastructure versus me just speeding through it at 600% speed. All right, so here we are back in some live play, just kind of showing off what we've got here, this brand new interchange. It's a little funky, but you know what, it works. And I wanted to explain a few of the different things we've done here. So originally this road here was, I believe, a 2x2 or a 4-lane, 2 in each direction. I have changed this into an asynchronous 3x1. And the reason for that is so that you can easily have this turn off right from our downtown. You can easily come over here and you can either go down this highway towards our new capital city, or you can take the other exit and go down towards our main, standard highway we've had pretty much for most of this game at this point. The other option here, which looks like these road maintenance vehicles are like making all kinds of mistakes here. What is going on there? What are we wobbling for? Don't tell me that now that I've all of a sudden... Okay, we're good. I was going to say, if the moment I start recording, we've got problems with with our roads, that's going to be ridiculous. Coming in, I actually have 3 one-lane roads that all connect into this Briar Rose Highway, which becomes a part of our actual downtown area. And part of why I did that, so if you look, if we're coming down Wood Highway, I have an exit here that pulls off and sends you onto the new highway we built. And that includes this Lake Highway where you can then turn off of Lake Highway and get into the downtown. But the problem with this is if you come off on Garrett Highway, if we zoom in here, you have to then, very short order, cross over 3 lanes of traffic. 2 of them being high-speed exits that we already have coming from the other direction. So what I did was I have actually 2 ways for you to get off of Wood Highway and get into the downtown. You can either jump over here onto Lindbergh Highway, or you can take this extra exit and just come right into the Sycamore Street exit here. So this is this guy. Looks pretty good. I might do some finessing here of this like little area in the corner, but I've had enough highway builds for a minute now, so I'm looking for something different today. And then you can take the highway all the way over. One thing I did change is that over here, I had brought the highway down and then created a retaining wall with this road here, and it just felt unrealistic considering there's all of the weight of this water right here. So I off camera just sunk both the highways and the train and metro lines underground. So they come here, they enter into a tunnel, and then we've got just some flat land here. In my mind, it's helping reinforce some of this dam and the water pressure we would have against that side of the water of the ground there. And then they come out here. I tried to use Move It to make these look nice, but if you get really close, they look really ugly. And I'm struggling to do some really fine tuning with the Move It tool in City Skylines 2. So I just got to get better with that. And then we can maybe come back one day and make that look a little bit nicer. I'd love to have like a really cool tunnel entrance, but that's like well above my understanding of City Skylines modding. Then we come over here and we have got our little interchange here where our highway splits off into two. So one of them, Cooper Highway, which is actually counted as one whole little segment, which I like, comes off and directly ties into Elk Street. So this feeds you right into this industrial area. I purposely removed the connection that was here so that all the traffic is forced to go over this direction. If you're down here and you want to get on the highway, you can come straight on over. Or if you're over here and want to get on the highway, you can use this entrance. But I tried to purposefully divide where you would be entering just because there's always a lot of traffic when it comes to our industrial. And then the other exit just goes up this way. Boop. And it pops right out into the downtown, which is really nice because then these vehicles can just get right on the highway, boom. And now we've gone from whatever our speed limit here, 50 was, and we've come up to 120. And now we're just flying, which is fantastic. Now, in between parts, I also connected up. You can kind of see, we are on subway. Let's go below ground. Hold on. There we go. So I did go ahead and I connected up the subway line. I just grabbed onto our depot here in Sunset Springs and just connected that all the way over, went right across the river, and then came right through here, just connecting up all of these lines. And then I did this one spur line that went over to this main train station. My thinking here is that we also have this like old line. I could probably get rid of that, to be totally honest. But my thinking here is that the train there's only 3 stops over here, and those are going to be more used for external people coming into the city, whereas our subway line is going to be used more for our local traffic. So you could come in to this train station from out of town or from somewhere else in our massive city, and then jump onto the subway and quickly get a little bit closer to where you want to go in our new capital city. And I'm actually going to rename this area here Capital City. So what I did also off camera, just to kind of get us ready for today, was give these areas some district names. So we now have Capital City here, which includes this train station. We have Grad Hospital, which includes this medical center, which I'm also calling Grad Hospital. It's a little nod to Philly. There's a neighborhood called Grad Hospital, so I thought that was kind of fun. Over here, we have Spruce Valley. There's a lot of spruce trees in here, and it's kind of the beginnings of the valley. I don't know. That was just, there it is. Over here, this is a district called Chichester, which is a place near Philly. It's like one of those little suburb towns. So I named that just after that because I think it's a fun name. And then here, Basin's Edge, because we're on the edge of a basin of water. Anyway, I had fun naming those. Official Wheatywaffle merch. Yep, you can bet a full stack of flapjacks it is. We've got a t-shirt, another t-shirt, an embroidered dad hat, and a frickin' waffle pattern fanny pack. You can support the channel and check them out in the merch shelf below or by visiting Wheatywaffle.com. What I want to do today, I want to address demand. Good God have mercy. We have so much demand. It is a problem, and I haven't really addressed any of it yet. So here's what I would like to do. First, I would like to do all of this as American, duh. But I want to go ahead, and our business demand is the one that always evaporates first. So we're going to place 1 square of that and see kind of what happens here. I'm also going to go ahead and place 1 square of office and see what impact that has over here. While those are going off, I also want to come over here to our, what is this? This is like unique buildings, signature buildings. In one of the moments of me doing all of this work, I unlocked the wannabe tower. This thing is huge. It's massive. And I have a debate of, does this go over here in the capital city, or does this get intermixed into this area? Now, if you notice, we don't have any signature residential over here. So this could look really nice in this area. But the problem is all of this is already pretty much all level 5. So I'm thinking it might make sense to put it over here, but I think we need to wait to see what kind of heights we're able to pull over here once we start getting things zoned in. In the meantime, let's continue on. I'm not able to do any residential zoning in this area. This is going to be reserved for business and office just because of the pollution. However, we have some high density that we could place elsewhere. So we could place some high density buildings here next to our university. We could even place one maybe right there for now. I don't know if we have the demand to support it. Along this train line area, we could definitely place a few. I think I would love to have this little section here have some medium density buildings. So maybe we come in here and we place medium density along this back area with mixed use in the front. Now that might totally tank any of that demand, which is totally fine. That might happen, and that's just is what it is. Along Concord, I think we go ahead and place some more businesses. Nothing wrong with that. And actually, this is supposed to be high density, not low density. So let's refix that up. Oh yeah, look at that building. Fantastic. So just trying to start some of this development here. And then I'm going to go ahead and place a ton. I guess a ton might be an exaggeration. I'm going to go ahead and place some low density residential. I anticipate we will probably need to redo some of that zoning later on, but for now, that will work just fine. Let's go ahead and do some more commercial routes. Surprisingly, we actually have significant commercial demand, which is a little crazy to me because it's something that we normally don't have a lot of demand for. Let's go ahead and start thinking through some of our other services we need to offer in this area. So everything's got water and power, although I do want to maybe address some of this water at some point today. We already have medical out the wazoo, but one thing we don't have over here is a crematorium, which I think could really benefit some of our residents. So I'm going to place the crematorium, I think kind of right back here if I can. Can we nestle it a bit out of the way? It's got a little bit larger of a footprint than I thought it did, but that's okay. Or maybe we place it, doesn't fit there in the way I was hoping it would. Oh, but it does fit right here. All right, so we're gonna place the crematorium right here. It's by the medical center, but it's gonna help service this whole area. Love this building. Fantastic, you guys are content. I love that. That covers the death care. Let's think about trash. I mean, right now, our processing power is more than enough to handle our city, and I don't know if we really need to do anything else. I may place a recycling center somewhere over here in our industrial area, just because it wouldn't hurt us to spread out some of that service. Honestly, there's 2 parking lots here. I wish this was a little bit smaller and we could really fit that, but we could do another incineration plant if we wanted, or we could even go further down here and place this further along, right here. Ooh, wrong button. Right here, we could place an incineration plant. But let's get rid of this, and instead of incineration, what if we did the recycling? Let's see. Recycling center. Oh, I like that so much better. Let's leave a space or two there. We'll place a recycling plant over here. I know you guys don't like it, but that's okay. And we can enable the center to maintain a much larger fleet of trucks. We'll see if we even need that. Right now, only one truck is over here being used. Hazardous waste allows garbage to be processed at a higher speed. This I will do. I've not done this yet, but I will place 2 of these so we can do some higher speed work there, which is great. And then what is this? Storage extension. Again, this is one of those things I don't know if we need it. Oh my gosh, you know what though? Hold on. Can we move this over to here? I think we're just going to go ahead and upgrade it. We've got the money, and this area is going to grow pretty quickly, I would imagine. So I want to make sure we're providing more than enough. Crew dock, recycling center, 130 employees, 3 of 25. Okay, great. So now this area is going to begin to have access to that type of trash service. Phenomenal. All right, so now we've got some more zoning available to us. Let's do a bit more of that. I know that I want this Orchard Street to be some type of, kind of commercial zoning, but I don't know if, or maybe it becomes like really, really nice residential. I'm not sure. So we're going to leave that alone for now. Let's go back over here. Let's keep doing a bit more of this work because we finally have commercial demand, which is huge. We did not have that for so long. Let's throw in a bit more commercial behind this section here. And I think thinking about kind of where all of the pollution is, we'll place one right there as well. We do have a demand for a bit more office, so I'm going to place another square of office right there. And we have some more demand for some housing. Now, we could do a bit more mixed use, I think, along the main road with some medium density right behind it. And then we will sprinkle in kind of throughout this area some of these row homes, because I think the row homes are fantastic. Now, row home wise, we are going to just do maybe 3 back. No, let's do 4 back. Right here on the corner, we will do a mixed-use building because we're next to this metro station. And then I'm going to go ahead and place a pathway through here. Or should we do an alleyway? I think I want to do an alleyway. Right through the back there. Yeah, I think I like that. All right, we have some demand for additional zoning. Let's go ahead and place some low density residential there. Can we squeeze a path in here? Shut it down. We can, and we will. Frankly, we're going to do it on both. Let's clear that zoning out, and then just fill all this in with some more residential. Okay, now while that's going, oh wow, okay, I kind of love that we have this little guy in the middle. I know these are level 1, so their facade might change a bit as we keep going, but already liking how this is beginning to fill out. While those are going, let's also get ahead of ourselves on schools here. So what I want to do is I want to include a city high school, which can hold 800 students. I want to include that somewhere in here. Since we have most of our residents, we've got residents over here, so we'll place a smaller one over there. I think we get one of these guys in here, maybe right along this road. And then let's go ahead and select some districts. So this is going to work inside Chichester, inside Basin's Edge, and inside, I think, Grad Hospital. Okay. Let's go ahead and give it both upgrades because we're going to need them. And then I also want to build the larger high school. Yeah, I think I want to have a regular one over here. So let's get some road work going on here. Okay. Ooh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right. Now we do need to place that high school. Let's come over here. The high school, we need to find a way to fit this in. I think we fit it in right here along that road. And I want to also include the sports complex, which we're going to place right next door. Let's go ahead and give this both upgrades. I just think we know we're going to need it, so why wouldn't we? And then I'm going to do a tree and grass lined road from here. Oh my goodness. Loud. I send it right along the back. Okay. The question is, do I get rid of this hill? I think we do this and we place a little tree here on the corner and we just leave it like this little like roundabout turn around. Nothing crazy there. I'm fine with that. I don't like that this is a bit too harsh. If we could just get rid of some of that tan color, it wouldn't feel so intense. I'm happy. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Okay. So that gives us this area of Capital City. I will say the only downside to this is that we've completely cut off access to most of this grid. So I'm tempted to say, what if I were to move this to the back? No, that doesn't work either. Okay, let's do this instead. But it would still give us access to this road going straight across and through, which is great. Invalid shape. The shape is straight. What is that? What does that mean? Invalid. Oh, I had the trees on. I'm fine with the trees still being on. We're around the high school. That's okay with me. Then here, I think I want to curve kind of up and then curve over and basically try to go somewhat straight on in. Let's do it like this. Yeah. There we go. I like that. All right. We got more work to do over there, but for now, that's a good start. Additionally, we've got all kinds of demand. So let's do a lick of commercial high density here in the middle with low density behind it, as well as just a touch of a low density office along that road. Then we'll do one square of medium density housing surrounded by a bunch of row homes. I think this entire square can be row homes. I think this section can be row homes. And then I think most of this becomes low density single family homes. And then along this riverfront area, all of this becomes beachfront single family homes. Up to about there, where we do a little bit more commercial. A bit more commercial here. Call that a day. I like that. I am really hoping that you guys cannot hear the sound of my neighbors mowing their lawn right now. I have all my windows open because it's a beautiful day out, but I'm afraid that all you're going to hear is a lawnmower, which is not ideal. We're going to see. Who knows? All right. We're going to place three more zones of high density residential. I can tell you right now, this is going to look really nice with that large signature building. Like this could go right here and just look really fresh. Really fresh. I think we do it here. Look at that. Oh, that's phenomenal. It really just gives that statement to the capital city. I like that a lot. All right, let's address these pipes because I don't understand. I guess they were connecting to something. They're not anymore. are you even needed? Let's pause before I potentially ruin something. If I look at the pipes, we have pipes that now go up this road, connect over to here, and they connect through here. That's a lot of strain on those. Could I send pipes straight through here underneath? Oh, that's just the water. Hold on, I want both. Man, okay. You're definitely going to hear this lawn mowing in my recording. It's coming from every angle. I can hear it from all the windows in my house. Goodness. All right, let's connect this up into here. Okay, close some windows. Hopefully that's a bit helpful. All right, so back to this. We now have a secondary connection here for our water and sewage, which I think will take some strain off this bridge. I do think we need another, and I guess that's what this was. So let's back this up to here. But now that we have a road network over on this side, let's connect this into here. Is that going to turn on? There we go. So now we have 3 different connections for this, which I think is much better. We are going to have to address both water and sewage here in a moment. Okay. We do have some more commercial demand, which, you know, after so long of having essentially 0 commercial demand, this is very exciting to have actual demand for commercial. Set all of this to commercial. Let's set this as this mixed use housing, which I think is great. And I'm going to leave this area behind it empty because I think that will be valuable as a potential area for us to expand later. We do... Mile 16 unlocked. Thriving Metropolis. All we unlock here is more loan limits. I'm really, really hopeful that as DLC comes out, they have some higher level things you can't unlock until far later in the game. But while we're in here, let's go ahead and look through some of this. We already have all of the water we need. We have everything in the medical tree, healthcare and death care tree. Industrial waste processing is something we could consider. Let's go ahead and get the Geological Research Center. Why not? This is emergency firefighter helicopter depot, early warning system, large emergency shelter. I'm not going to do any of that right now. Let's get the central bank for sure. International Airport Space Center water. I did unlock air, which is something we need to build. We have everything there. Let's get the server farm, the post sorting facility, and the satellite uplink. Here we go. So now we've got a few things that we can leverage in future episodes. All right. So this is coming together really nicely. Happy about that. We did 2 high schools. Let's set this high school to have an operating district. So that's going to be Capital City. And I guess Spruce Valley for now. Actually, we're going to undo Spruce Valley from that. I think I need to do an additional, turn off everything here, an additional district here. So now you're going to function in both Capital City and Vermont Gardens, which is another large district. You are complaining because of ground pollution. Don't you worry. It will eventually go away. I can't promise it will be anytime soon. I have absolutely no idea. But eventually, the ground pollution will dissipate. Let's do another large building here. And then let's also consider an alleyway behind this road. Yeah, let's do it. I'm fine with that. I would love to also fit in some parking next door if we could. Can we sneak it in? We can. Fantastic. All right, so we've got that in there. A little parking lot. Nothing crazy, but just something a little small. We're going to do some trees along here just to block the view. There we go. Next to this huge building. Okay. Now, we did high schools, but we have not done any elementary schools. So I think we definitely need to consider an elementary school in here. Go ahead and turn back on all of our snap 2s. That's our fire department. That apparently does not impact this little building here, which is great. So we're going to have this guy right here. You're going to work in Chichester. You're going to work in Grad Hospital. Over in Capital City and Vermont Gardens, we are going to want to have... Well, how many people live here? Household, 660. 337 children. And it's still building out. So you know what? A small guy is not going to work. We're going to need something a bit larger. Could we squeeze this in here? Do you fit in this little spot? I don't think you do. Do you fit there? I don't think you do. You could fit over here, obviously, but I don't know if I want to place you there. And I'd love to put you here, but I didn't leave enough space for myself. This could be just a huge school complex, but I think that might be a bit overkill. So I'm thinking we could slide this maybe in right here. And then we could consider adding on both the extension wing and one of these buildings just like right off the bat. Right? And then maybe what we do is I think we grab an alleyway. We come straight from here to here. And then we see if we can place a decent parking lot behind this. We can put one right there. Okay. Well, hold on. If we've got that, these helicopters are so loud. I have to remember to like turn that down when I'm doing this, when I'm doing the editing for this, because whoo, they're loud. All right, let's just give this a little bit of detail. Nothing too crazy. Just turn this little section into kind of an extension of the school. Bam. People are already coming over there to park, which is great. We could consider adding that alleyway all the way in, but I think that might be too much. The Geological Research Center plus 200% ore deposits citywide, plus 200% oil deposits citywide, plus 3 college graduation chance citywide. What? These are like the way to go. We're still in the mill. We're making $6 million a month. I think we're fine. Let's go ahead and try to place one of these. It has some medium noise pollution, but I think like having this would be amazing. What if this became kind of a part of the college, right? Like we have the college and this college has a geological research center. That could be kind of nice. Like this is all a part of the same complex. Because if you look, I actually added in a hill here, but right over this hill is where our ore and our oil and our rock and everything is coming from. So this would make sense that this is a part of the Chichester College. Ooh, I'm liking it. Let's go ahead and give Chichester College a sports field of some kind. If we could do American football, great. If we can't, we'll come up with something else. We do the football stadium right behind the hospital. It's pretty close. We already have an alleyway here. So we could take this alleyway, send it straight up. Do I want to send it straight over? I don't know. It's a lot of intersections in one spot. I think we do it anyway. I think we do it and we ask questions later. We could also then connect this to this, this to this. Great. Just give a bit more connections throughout here. And then I think we definitely have to consider some parking because there's just no way we can do all of this without some added parking. I think that one's way too large. If we were to change Beach Lane and have a small alley go directly behind the stadium, then what we could do Send this straight out from here. Send this straight up from here. Get rid of this. I don't love that hill that's been created. Can we address that? Not without doing terraforming, and it's so not that deep that we're just going to leave it. But then back here, we could place a larger parking lot, which I think we do. I think we place this parking lot right here, which connects to this football field. And then we could also add in an additional college library on this side, and that could be kind of the way to round out this campus. Or we could consider moving the Geological Research Center to here, which I think might actually be the better move. Place it right along this building, and that then makes this kind of look like this is the college campus all along here. Let's give this another parking lot. You can never have too many parking lots on a college campus. Everybody's going to need to access them. And I'm really liking putting the parking lots on these back alley roads because it keeps the people who are moving slow to get on and off or in and out of these out of the way, which I think is great. I'm going to go ahead and just give this a little bit of tree coverage. We're not going to do anything too extravagant. And I started lightly messing with some of the detailing, what's it called? Patch that came out, and doing a little bit of the detailing stuff throughout the city. It's all very minor. There's really nothing of note. I will show you one little area that I added in 2 gazebos. Like when I say it's minor, I mean it's pretty minor. They're all spruces. Okay, so there's way more spruces over here than I thought. It's the one benefit to the winter time is you can really see what trees are most being used. Okay, great. So there's that. Kind of builds out that area a little bit. This is already looking phenomenal. What did I get here? Another government building. Yes, we did the central bank. Minus 2% loan interest, minus 5% import costs, and plus 5% export profits. We love to hear it. The central bank. Ooh, this is a big building. I don't want to waste all my good buildings like in one go, but like I'm very inspired by this building. It could go right here and face out on the water. I'm going to wait. We're going to wait on the central bank. I don't want to risk it and then regret placing it and then want to move it later. Leave it alone. We also unlocked, we do need to do, let's get back to the task at hand, which was originally making sure that these areas had enough services. This does not have any post anywhere. So I'm going to place a post office. Does it fit in here? Oh, it was so close. So close. I'm going to place a post office maybe back here on the corner of Dean and Hickory. There will be a post office. Bam. Which mainly covers everything. But I will place a second post office, I think, over here on the corner of Crest and Briarwood. Or better yet, bring it in a bit closer. Let's do Bedford and Concord. No, Robin and Concord. Yep, that's perfect. We also unlock some additional communications. So what does the server farm do? Rows and banks of raw computing power provide immense resource to handle network traffic. Can be upgraded with fiber optic cables and advanced computers. Has a little bit of noise pollution, but this over here is, oh, it's large. All right, server farm is something else we're going to have to figure out where she's going to go. I think it would make sense to have that kind of over here around the technical college. That's something we've got to fix. Oh my goodness. All right, so in the beginning, in the initial time lapse, I had noted that there was only 2 entrances to the capital city, which is why I felt it necessary to build out a brand new highway connection. One of those entrances is this entrance. And this entrance was not made for the amount of traffic that we're now seeing. But if you can tell, we have got a backup. Both directions. It's going further that way. Coming into the city, all of these people are trying to get to a lot of taxis trying to get to the capital city. And the reason I know this is temporary is because all these people in taxis are just coming in to be dropped off. Once they're dropped off, they're there. So we've got backups on backups on backups. There's even backups down this main road here in Fawn. All right, how is the highway doing otherwise? Let's go over to our interchange. Looking pretty good. Do we have any other backup symbols anywhere? Like here's another exit from this highway. People come off, then go down across this river. This area is looking pretty good. Good Lord, this way over-engineered roundabout. That is something we'll definitely need to readdress later on. This highway exit's doing fine. You come over here. This is doing fine. It's getting some more traffic, which is really nice. I like to see that more people are using the road. Then it comes down this huge hill, ends up crossing over here. We do have some more traffic at this point coming through. And some of that is being caused by what? Doesn't look like anything in particular. It's just people slowing down and just people navigating. Man, they really keep picking up the sound of that lawnmower. I so hope that that's not ruining this. And then people are coming in here, which is exactly what we wanted them to do. So that's a good thing. Let's go ahead, and we're about to wrap this up, but let's go ahead and just do one final thing, which is give this a subway line. And then we're going to just take a quick pause, and we're going to let people move in. I'm going to let you guys give me your feedback and your comments, and we're going to figure out what would be the next set of things we need to add to this city here. So now we have that connection there, which is great. And then this connection here is just going to be pretty short. Let's change the color here to like an aqua color, right? Great. So you're gonna go from here, come back down, and we end the line here. There we go. That sound means it did connect. Okay, great. So now we have 2 subway lines over here, which is great. Go ahead and turn that one back on. This first one, this green line, I think we need to change the color. Let's make this a orange. Kind of like this like peachy orange too, actually. What is the name of this road? Concord Street. So the Concord line. Or actually, no, we're going to call this the Capital City line. And then we're going to call this over here is in Chichester. So this is going to be the Chichester Spur. Okay. So now we've definitely gotten we've had some great development over here. Wow. Way more than I had planned, but I'm super pumped about how this is looking. We've done some build out over here in this area, which is phenomenal. We've gotten some low density residential. The demand is still there, but I think where we're at in this game, we're never going to be able to satisfy the demand, which is okay with me. So we've really started to build out this area. We now have a sister city. This is the capital city with the medical university, grad hospital, staring out over at the main downtown. And we're going to keep working on this as we go. But now the city is really growing and expanding. This is awesome. All right, guys, I think we're going to leave this part here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.